In Makeni also, another faith-inspiring incident about this chenda, this spending. One man is an old pa now, is called Pa Daniel Bangura. So he is my muazzin in the mosque at that time. So he told me, he said, Maolvi Sahib, I could see this thing. I don't know if it is the thing or it is not. You know, there is differences between the spending that we are spending and the spending that we are given now as chenda. You know, we used to give a lot. Sometimes I give in the chenda 10,000, sometimes 5,000. It doesn't mean I started today. Even in the early time, sometimes I used to give my friend 5,000, sometimes I give to another person 10,000, sometimes I give to any relative 5,000. So if I check it to the ending of the month, it is even more than what I give in the chenda. But I could see differences. I don't know if the difference is because they said any given has blessing. But these are some differences. I used to give before. And now also, I'm saying I'm giving chenda. But these are the differences. He told me, he said, when I was small and in my youth age, and on to this age when Ahmadiyya came in this area, I was a drunkard. I was smoking a lot. You know, I was not in the group of the Muslims. But you know, in Africa, when someone has grown, he become partner. He don't like to join the gangs. He will join the ageable people. And most of the ageable people, they are in the mosques. So sometimes he said I used to feel shy to join them. But when the mission come, I make it an opportunity that this is a new thing now. Let us be the first to be there. So I used to go to the mosques. It was very difficult for me to leave the smoking and the drinking. It was very difficult for me to leave all those bad life that I was doing in the streets. But when I started coming, I started giving my chenda. That month, the very first month, I started to pay. You know, I was already prepared to go to the Puyoba, the place where we used to drink, but we call it in our local language Puyoba. That same money in my pocket, I prepared to go to the Puyoba. That very first morning, you come to me. He said the month has finished for the tender. And I don't want to give excuse for the first time. And I forgot even that I put this money that I'm coming to go to the Puyoba. So I just forgot that. Because if I know that this money is for that purpose, then I could not go. I could not give. I will decide to go first. Then later when I get another money, I will come. But suddenly I just forget that this money is for that purpose. I just think it is just any other money in my pocket. So I pay. When I pay, it is suddenly I forgot to drink that day. I did not remember till the ending of the day. And the feelings of the rum did not come to me, no smoking. I forgot that day. Then the next day, I started to remember. I say yesterday even I do not go to the Puyoba. So the same thing today also, when I started remember that today I will go. The same thing, as I started preparing everything, just one thing come in my mind. I started doing that thing, I forgot going. So my mind started to lose. I started doing it one time, maybe once in a week now. So the next month also, I see that this money maybe is because of that money I gave. So I pay also. I see this money I'm going to drink, let me pay all. And that month, it was once a week now I used to drink. Now, sometimes once a month. And I continue to do it. Now, I don't even know if since I start in my life, I was drinking or I was smoking. I never do these things again. I see this is the physical blessing, the physical benefit I gain from this spending. And I don't know what is the spiritual? I could think the spiritual benefit in the hereafter could be the most bigger. But this is the physical one I gained. I am no more in that attitude. So that incident also, he explained to me. Pardon. It is a natural phenomenon that when you are doing good things for God Almighty, God will always pay you with good things also. He will not left you like that. I have an incident that what I did in my life, and I could see the physical thing, the physical answer of God Almighty about what I did. And those things make me to understand that it is true, really, it used to happen, physically and spiritually, that when you do good for the sake of God Almighty, and the payment is more abundant than even what you did. Once I was in Jama'at even, when the Jama'at holiday, I went at Waterloo. Waterloo is a very big town, close to Freetown, which is the capital city of Sierra Leone. When I reach at Waterloo, I am to branch to go Tombo, which is the peninsula of the Sierra Leone. So I asked in the park, but by the park there is a mosque, which is also an Ahmadiyya mosque. Since I was trying to reach at the park, I was hearing the azan. It was time for Zuhur prayer. But I just decided that, let me make it faster. Let me go to the park now and go. So I will pray when I reach now. So when I went to the park, I asked the man I met standing in the vehicle as the driver. He told me the price is 12,000. So, but that was not the price I used to understand before. But I just think because of changes, I go Jama'at for 1 year now. So when I come, I just think it has changed now. So I returned back. I was thinking. So before I stand, I was thinking, wasting time. I said, okay, let me go and pray. So I go for the prayer. Just after the Zuhur prayer, salam alaikum, I come back. When I came, I met the same vehicle standing there. I asked the price now. They said 3,000 leones. And I was the last person to go inside. When I go inside, the vehicle move. We go. So I was thinking on my way. I said, so what this thing? Has it happened like so? It's just because God Almighty sometimes He like people as the good things they are doing. And you also want to show them a picture of the payment of the good thing they are doing physically, even immediately, so that they could continue to do those good things. Everybody could learn this lesson. Most of them are with the pious people. But even God Almighty show these things to everybody. Only some people could not understand. But some people, it comes to them very physically so that they could see the good payment. So this is one of the incidents. Especially in Sierra Leone, some people don't want to become missionaries just because they are given one or two things that this is the condition in being a missionary, and they don't want to become missionaries. But sometimes it is just like you see something very far as it is very hot, and you see on another thing very far and it is very cold. But when you go that one which is very hot, it is the coolest. And when you go to that one which is very cool, it is the hottest. That is the thing, the first thing I need to tell these people that don't want to be missionaries. Sometimes they see very far, they say the life of a missionary, you should abide by this, you should abide by this, you should abide by this. There is no law of God Almighty that is harmful for mankind. There is no law of God Almighty that is difficult for mankind to carry. And all those laws of God Almighty are the laws of the missionaries. For example, you should dress neat, go outside, and you should always have a cap on your head. You should abide by the good things. You should not do those bad things, like those street boys. They are going outside what they are doing. They are drinking, they are smoking. Sometimes some people said, I'm in the streets, I'm smoking, I'm drinking. But when I be a missionary, it's very difficult. So these are the things. But it's just like pulling you from the hot place to put you into the cold place. To be a missionary is for you to be safe in this world and in the hereafter. In my life, as experience, I used to see that I am safe and even more safer. You know, when someone is safe and you think even the safeness is extended. So that is the example of myself. When I was not a missionary, my thinkings were different. My aims, my ambitions in life, and the condition that I was living was the way that I couldn't have a hope of doing good in this life and to be a good person in the hereafter. But now, as a missionary, I used to think I am doing good in this life. What I'm doing, I used to think that it is good. And I also have the hope of the hereafter in a large scale that yes, there is a hope in the hereafter because of what I'm doing. So, for those people that are saying, I cannot be a missionary because I don't want to go to mosques. Even without being a missionary, it is compulsory for you to go to mosques. I cannot be a missionary because I don't want to abide by those rules that I should not go to the club, I should not go to the guns, to the poyoba. Even without being a missionary, it is a law binding upon you that you should not do those things. So these are some of the things I could say to those people who don't want to be missionaries. They're just wasting their time on this in this life and for the hereafter.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things some missionaries are doing that could not make them become successful missionaries. And there are things also a missionary should do that could make him become a successful missionary. For example, all these laws that we are given by Allah and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are laws to be abide.
Great. Start.
How someone can be a successful missionary, according to my own experience and according to what I see, which is also advice for me and for all the missionaries, what a missionary can do for him to become a successful missionary. One, you should have friendship with the people. The people, meaning the area where you are sent, the Jama'at member, and even those that are not Jama'at members. How to make this friendship or how to be close to these people? The first thing is regular visiting. Regular visiting of your Jama'at member would create a cordial friendship, a cordial relationship with all the Jama'at members. And also, the second thing that could create friendship is with your Jamaat member, you should always have a modest. You should be exemplary, a good exemplary in front of them all the time. That also could increase your respect in them. And as soon as that of your respect has been in that high manner in their heart, and they have that close relationship with you, whatever you say to them, said in the respect of our missionary, we are going to do this. A multitude of them will do it. Even those that will not hear it from you, from other people, that this is what Maolvi have said, they could follow to do it. So this is how a missionary could become a successful missionary in wherever you are posted.
Mhm.
The other thing also that makes the relationship more stronger with the people, as I said before, the regular visiting. Now, the second thing also, whenever they have sorrow in their homes or in their families, you be with them, you visit them to sympathize with them. And whenever they have also happiness, you be with them, you visit them to celebrate with them. Then they will understand that this man is acting as a family member, and they will take you as a family member also. And also the other thing also, so as you have created that relationship, they have take you as a family member. So anything they have also, like any incident or any trouble or problem they are in, they used to come to you for advice. Maulvi Sahab, this is the thing I am in now. So what and what I am going to do, or what I should do. So also you should give them the good advice, the best advice you could think, that could not make them to enter in the problem, that could pull them from the problem in whatever problem they are facing. That also could add the respect and could make the relationship more stronger. And the other thing also, whenever a missionary is in any circuit and he started teaching the children, whenever you used to call the people, the parents, to see how the children are performing, how you have taught them, as the children are showing out the way you have taught them, the way they are performing, the parents could be very happy. And as that happiness could add respect, and the relationship could grow more stronger also about you. So these are some of the few things that a missionary can do for him to become a successful missionary.
Have you ever regretted that why you became missionary? You should have not become a missionary. Tell me.
If someone could ask me if I have ever regret why I became a missionary, or I sometimes used to think I could have not become a missionary. Number one thing, in any life, you have obstacles, you have hurdles. Sometimes, even to be a human being, you can seek. Sometimes you used to think, I think I would have not been in this life. And so in any life, wherever you may be, there are some obstacles, there are some tests, some hurdles. Some of them are from Allah, and some of them just natural tests, and some of them just natural problems. Sometimes, our hearts, we are very weak. Quick, we started thinking, I would have not become like this. Or I think I would have not been in this state today. As for me, since I become a missionary, I used to pray, God Almighty, guide and protect me. Any test or any hurdle that you have to impose upon me, make me to pass that test. Sometimes I used to look at that prayer. Whenever a problem comes on my way, I used to think maybe it's the test. So now it should become more harder for me to pass this test. So at those times I used to be more stronger. Why I become a missionary? Sometimes I like the place of McKinney. I have made relationships in McKinney. I have grounds. Very suddenly they said they should transfer you. Sometimes I used to think. And I started thinking that, yes, it is now the test. I know the test have to come one day. And now it has come. And this is the time I should become more stronger. So I take it as a test, as it's a blessing of God Almighty. And I abide to it. Then it will be in your path like not a regret. Even the hardest thing will come in your path. It will be like not a regret. when you think that always the test will come from God Almighty, and as you are praying for that test, God Almighty, make me to pass that test. Always you should have yourself prepared to pass that test. And the things you should make yourself prepared to pass that test. When they come, you said, okay, now let me accept it and embrace it and ready to go forward. So these are the things. Was to say, these are the things that make me, I never regret to become, why I be a missionary or why I become a missionary. And those tests, gradually they used to pass, and I used to see the ease after difficulty. The ease after difficulty all the time. So these are the things I used to experience regularly in my life. So as last in my statement, I just want to make a request to everybody who see this video. I'm requesting for prayer for him or her to pray for me to become a successful missionary, and for him to pray even in general to all the missionaries for us to be successful in this life and in the next life. So we are always trying. We are not perfect in this life and in the hereafter. Only prayers that can make us be the way God Almighty wants us to be. Assalamu alaikum.